Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture, just to see how those incidents may or may not affect our daily lives. Listen, we've been gone for a minute, now we're back with the jump off. Listen, let me push this mic a little bit further back. You see it on the screen. You see it on the screen. Are one of our favorite Netflix reality series, Young, Famous, and African. It's season 2, episode 1, and the episode's entitled "Know What This About." Now we've got our old favorites back. We Before we even do this, if you like what you see, please hit that like button down at the bottom. And if you shall be so inclined, also hit that subscribe button. Once you subscribe, you'll be opened up to a plethora of movies and television series that I have reviewed. If you are inclined, go back to season 1, my reviews of season 1, Young, Famous, and African season 1. Now, partly in those reviews, I did a watch along. So I watched it and then gave my initial reaction. So I've gotten a little bit more seasoned, and I may go back to that because those are always fun for me. But here we are, y'all. Um, there's a little drama going on now. They are piecemealing the drama now. I will tell you with this series. Hold on, I gotta plug my phone up because I believe it's about to die. But for this season, they have branched up. They had branched up the drama. Now, I will tell you, there's also some new characters on here, and we're going to get into them. Uh, the way Netflix does this series is that they drop everything at one time. So what I like to do is do one or two per week until I finish the whole series. I don't like to drop it all at one time. I do that because I think it just ramps up the interest. You know, for my subscribers, those of you all that have hung in with me for this past year. And I've been doing this for a whole year, y'all. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Now, I just have this little blip blip slideshow, just to kind of go over the characters that are going on. Now, this is Annie and Innocence. Annie and DB and Innocence. Now, if you remember them from last season, baby, it was a lot of drama because Annie was in her feelings about everybody knowing that her husband, like her and her husband, had been together I think for 15 years, but maybe have been married 8 or 9. And prior to them getting married, he had had children by 2 other women. But she's always been that ride or die. She loves him, and it's almost like it doesn't matter what he does. She's gonna stick by him. You know, what's that little mean thing? That's my man, and I'm gonna stick by him. So she had a lot of she spent a lot of time last season to me trying to convince everybody that she was in love with Innocence, which to me was unnecessary, but she just spent a lot of time doing it. I also will tell you, if you all are new to my channel and if you're new to this is a series that is filmed in South Africa. So a lot of these people don't are not from South Africa. So like Annie and Innocence. Now Annie is an actress in Nigeria, and Tubaba or Innocence, that's his name. He is a big Nigerian singer in the country of Nigeria. So this is who these two people are. Then we have Oendili Nkube. Now let me tell you something. I said this last season, and I'm again saying this season. He is very interesting to me. He is quite interesting to me. He's from South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. He is a television personality. I think he does like a morning show. He has a radio show and he has like a morning show. So that's what he does. But he's quite interesting. What makes him interesting is he came in last season as the sage. He was the one that had the voice of reason, and I ain't gonna hold y'all. That was attractive, child, until he saw Zari, and he tried to shoot his shot with Zari. Now Zari is one of his good friends' baby moms. So, but we'll get into Mr. Andile. What is her name? Kaja? Kaja? Oh Lord, I hate to mispronounce her name. Her name gonna come back to me, child. But honey, she's from South Africa. She's a South African actress. She is, what did she say? She's known as being the gold digger because apparently the father of her child was it was an older gentleman, but he was a very rich man in South Africa. I think he's passed away if I can remember correctly. But she has a new boyfriend, Zuri. Zuri is from Zimbabwe, and apparently Zuri has some legal issues because he couldn't go back to Zimbabwe. And so then he went to South Africa with her. But now, as the show opens, she explains that they now live in Dubai. So they're always moving from the law. Her biggest thing from last season is that she has a daughter, and they lived in this very upscale apartment complex. And she lived in one apartment, and then she had a whole apartment for her daughter. Now, last season, her daughter was like 16, 17. So I'm assuming it's been a couple of years. So I'm assuming that her daughter's like 18-ish, 19-ish. So with her moving to Dubai, I don't know if her daughter is living in Dubai with her or not, or if her daughter has started university or not. So then we have Kylie and Naked DJ. Now, I said this last season and I say it again, that the only thing that I don't like about their relationship is the fact that they are, as far as age, I want to say he's about, Naked DJ is in his 40s and she's in her late 20s. So last season, I think she was like 27. So she should be like 28, 29-ish. And they had a lot of problems because of that. She is young and she wants to do a lot of different things. He's older and he's more settled and he doesn't want to do those things. And they had a lot of conflict last season because it was just like he got with her because she was young and he wanted that youth around him, but he wanted that youth at his age. I hope I'm saying that right. It's like he's a 40-something-year-old man and he's a seasoned man doing 40-something-year-old man stuff, but he wants this 28-year-old, 26-year-old, 27, 28-year-old to then do those 40-something-year-old things with him at his 40-something-year-old pace. She operates at a faster pace, and that bothers him. So it's not that he tries to isolate her, but he does treat her like she is so much younger than he is. And what I mean by that is he will do something and he won't run it by her. And then he expects her to be okay with it. But if she does something, it could be just as minuscule as go buy a dress and he has a fit. Now, they're not married and they weren't married before, but they were living together. He was fine with them living together until she started nesting, she's giving her boyfriend wife stuff, and she started to do that, and then he's kind of feeling some kind of way. Like, what are you doing? Why are you so up in my space? Because she wants to know where he's going at night. She wants to know, who are you with? He doesn't want her to ask him those questions. Now, he's going to ask that of her, but he doesn't want her to ask him that question. So they were in counseling last year. He claims this year that, he's just providing her with much more sex than he was last year. And hopefully that's calming her down. But I doubt that. Again, for me, it is their age. So we have Nadia and then we have Diamonds. Now, last year, Diamond had an interest in Nadia, but Nadia was she was so head over heels with Vic Mensa, child. Vic Mensa. Oh, you would have thought Vic Mensa walked on water the way she talked about him and the way they vacationed together in Mexico. But it ended up at the end, they broke up. And she has a new boyfriend now. The new boyfriend is going to be interesting because there's going to be some new cast members. You remember that Zara and Nadia had some issues simply because of Diamond right here. Zara has two children by Diamond, and again, Diamond made a pass at Nadia, and there was just some tension between her and Zari. And then we have Swanky Jerry. Now we love Swanky. We love a good Swanky. Swanky is from Nigeria. Let me go back real quick because I don't think I mentioned. Nadia is from Zimbabwe, and Diamond is from Uganda. Him and Zari are from Uganda, but Zari lives in South Africa. Okay, I think I got that right. Swanky is from Nigeria. Now, Swanky and Ani are good friends, but for some reason they have fallen out this season. But we're going to get into that in a minute. I just want to try to introduce all the people we introduce. And here's Annie. I just took this picture because I thought she looked good in that, almost like a Nefertiti vibe. Now, these are the new cast members. Hold on. Just want to get this. Now, we have not met the young man, Lewis, yet. We haven't met him. But up at the top is Fantana. Now, what I know about Fantana, I watch the R&B Money podcast with Tank and Jay Valentine, and they had a guest on there that mentioned her. Now, Fantana is from the United States. I think her family is from Ghana, but she is a musician and she wasn't making it, here in the United States because of the way the music business is. If you look like her, and if you're not a rapper, they don't really put you on like that. So she figured out what the game was. She went back to her parents' home country of Ghana, and she is a dance hall. She's got her career jumping over in Ghana. That she's, in America, she was like a dime a dozen, but in Ghana, she is just that star because they don't have all of that type of music. I'm not saying that they don't have that type of music, but she was able to find a niche in the music scene over in Ghana and capitalized on it. So she's a pretty fairly big star in Ghana and in some parts of Nigeria. And then over at the top, we have Bonang, I can't remember what her last name is, Athibi, I think it is. She's a television personality. She's an actress. She's like Kaji. Kaji is her name. They've been on television. They do cut things. She's big in, is it Nigeria? It's Nigeria or South Africa. Apparently, this is going to be a big storyline with her because Nadia's current boyfriend is her ex-boyfriend. And I'm wondering if it's Lewis down here. I'm wondering if it is because we have not been introduced to Lewis yet. But Lewis is a new cast member. And that's it. Did we not get Nadia? If it's Nadia, who did we miss? We didn't miss anybody. We didn't miss anybody, but let's get into it. So as it comes on, we see Diamond. Diamond has decided that he's going to have this party, and he wants to have a party because he wants to get everybody together, and he wants to make sure that hold on, y'all. This is just from my picture capture. So he wants to make sure that they have this big party because last year they used to party They're used to partying, child. They party big. This is all pretty much stills from last season. This is from this season. I was trying to find him. Oh, that was pretty. That's pretty of hers too. Yeah, they spent a lot of time. I'm just trying to get to it. Let me not share my screen. Let me get to it first. Anyway, we're not gonna worry about that. But anyway, it opens up where Diamond is talking to Naked DJ, and he's telling him that he wants him to be the coordinator for a party that he wants to throw because he wants to get the old gang back together. And once he gets the gang and stuff like that back together, he feels like they're gonna have a really good time. Well, he does not tell Naked DJ not to invite Andile because last season, as the season ended, and Dealey left Annie and Two Face wedding to go see Zara, and he didn't realize that Diamond was there. So he went to go see Zara, and then Diamond showed up, and Diamond was not happy. Diamond's like, "Look, you got all these women, and you want to go talk to, me and my baby moms, we co-parents and everything like that, and I can't have you in here doing all this other stuff." So he's been a little salty with Ndile since that time. And mind you, a lot of these people haven't seen each other in a year because remember, they live in different countries. They come together to South Africa to do the show. So they live in different countries. So we get that information. So Naked DJ is doing what he does. He's calling everybody, inviting them to the party. He invites everybody, and then we see Annie and Kaji, and they meet together. Now, before last season, those two were fighting, but at the end of the season, they both got an understanding. And Kaji says that she's very protective of Annie because she realizes that all the mess that she went through with Innocence, Annie wears her heart on her sleeve. And so she's very protective of her and she's very protective of their heart. But what everybody is seeing is that Annie and Swanky aren't talking. They're not communicating. They're not having any type of thing. Now, I will tell you about Annie. Annie she acts childish a lot of times that, she puts it on like, I am a queen. I am, I'm an adult and I shouldn't have to worry about stuff like that. But she is mainly the one that will ignore you or make little snide remarks to you and stuff like that, and then turn around and act like she didn't do it. She almost gives me a slight tinge of victimhood, but it's not all that. But to me, it's just more childish than anything. Instead of as an adult work out what's wrong with you two, both of you all are acting childish and y'all are not talking to each other. And Swanky is with Zara because he's helping Zara find an outfit for the party. When she mentions Annie, he kind of he just basically says, we're not talking. I don't know what happened. Well, he knows what happened. He's just not saying. And that's the one thing that I can respect about him. He's not a gossiper. He's just not going to go in, oh, this is all that happened. He wants to have a conversation with her, but she's not open to have a conversation. And so he's like, well, if you're not going to talk to me, I'm not going to play games with you. If you're not going to talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you. Childish. Annie is like, well, I don't know what's going on. In her confessional, she says, oh, I think with all the things that was going on between me and Innocence, I think what's happening is that Swanky thought that my brand was going to make his brand deteriorate. And I think that's why he doesn't want to talk to me. Now, I will tell you about Annie. Annie is one of those women that when she speaks, she tries very hard to use certain words that are that what she says it sounds like it's this, when in actuality it's this over here. Let me see how I get hang of it. It's this, but the way she talks about it, you think it's over here, but it's actually over here. It is not until she's confronted, then it's like this. And then she has made it more than it actually is. So again, it's everybody getting ready for the party. Everybody is ready for the party. Naked has a conversation with Ndile and invites Ndile. Ndile says, "Do you really think that Diamond wants me to come?" Naked says yes. Then Naked has a subsequent conversation with Diamond, and in actuality, Diamond wasn't clear with Naked to tell him not to invite Ndile, but the invite has already been given. So everyone has been given the invite that they're going to come to this party. So you got to give it to Naked. Naked did a nice little party. It's at a mansion. You know, they have drinks. They have this like mime in this like silver, it looked like a silver mirrored outfit. You know, it covered his face, his hat. And every time somebody came in, he did a little pantomime or something like that. We see Nadia's there. And then they introduced the new people. So first, Swanky brings Bonang. Now, we didn't know that there were plus ones, but he brings Bonan. And Kaji is very upset with Swanky because of the fact that she knows that Nadia is here. Now, remember, I told you, Bonang's ex is Nadia's current. So Nadia doesn't know that this woman is coming. So one thing about Kaji, though sometimes she can get on my nerves, but she is loyal to her friends and she knows how to keep her friends. Like if she's friends with this person, she's fine. If she's friends with this person, she's fine. She doesn't cross their borders. She doesn't try to make those people friends with each other. But she understands that if something is going to pop off and make a friend mad, she is the one who's going to like, okay, you need to come with me because I need to tell you something. And that's what she did with Nadia. She pulled Nadia aside and tell her that Swanky has invited Bonan, and you needed to know that. He didn't let anybody know that she was coming because had he had let somebody know, they would have been able to. He should have let Naked know so that he wouldn't understand what was going on. Because when Naked walked into the party, uh, fashionably late, there was so much tension in the room that he couldn't understand. So let me tell you the tension. Tension number one, Andili, Diamond, and Zara. Now, Zara is trying, one thing about Zara, the boss lady, she gonna keep a man. And once that didn't work out with her and Andile, she done moved on to the next man. She ain't studying him. But Diamond is feeling, in his feelings, he's feeling some kind of way because he knows that Andile has liked Zara. And Zara likes Andile, but they just never had an opportunity to connect and they just kind of moved on. But as far as Diamond is concerned, he's upset because, he thinks that they've had more than what they've had and they hadn't. And so there's tension in the room. And Diamond is throwing out some stuff like it sounds like, oh, you're my friend, but it's not coming across like your friend. So Naked understands what's going on with that. Then you have the tension between Swanky and Annie. And one thing about Annie is going to retreat. If she can't get her way like she wants to have her way, or if things get too hot, especially if she has to explain something, my good sis will leave. Now, that's one thing that she will do. She's not going to stay anywhere where she's not celebrated, and she will get the bump up out of there. And that's what she did. So then Bonan comes. And so now the tension is between Nadia and Bonan, because like I said, Bonan's ex is Nadia's current. And so there's just a little tension in there too. So Nadia is trying to keep out of the same place that Bonang is in. So Swanky is having this just good old time talking with Bonang and introducing her to everybody. Kaja doesn't like Bonang because she says she can't understand her energy. And I got so tickled. I said, because That's the same way I felt about her. Kaji, she says, I can't understand Bonang's energy. She doesn't seem authentic, so I can't understand her energy. And I got so tickled because I was like, well, baby, that's what I thought about you last year until, I got used to what you were doing. So maybe there's going to be some consistency with Bonang. And Bonang says that she's a difficult person to get along with. She claims she's an alpha female. Lord. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So you have those tension. And then Fantana walks in. Baby, them hips don't lie, honey, because them hips have Diamond having fits. Like, ooh, her body, boy, her body in that dress. She's not wearing the dress. The dress is beautifully draped on her. Because that's one thing about Diamond. Diamond loves to flirt. So he done moved on to trying to flirt with Fantana. Now, again, Fantana brings that American type spirit there. Because I noticed last year, and one of the things that I did like about this show is that everyone there, they're really quite reserved. I mean, they wear a lot of fancy stuff, but they are really quite reserved. They tend to mimic, in my opinion, they mimic what they believe European wealth is. They try to mimic it with a little extra that, they African. So they have, different countries shows different flair. You know what I'm saying? But she comes in like me. Who, what, when, where, how. And so, they don't ask a lot of those questions in a group setting. That's what I was going to say, because like Kaji knows to take somebody away and ask them some questions as she takes them someplace else. But how we do as American. Girl, what's tea? You doing what? Who's doing who? Because you don't have no skin in the game, so you don't realize that you might be stepping on people's toes. But honey, she picked up on all the tension that quickly. So you were going with her, and you got babies by her, and you was trying to talk to her. Okay, got you. So you and her are not talking because whatever, and you all are not talking. Oh, your ex-man is her current man. Oh, okay. I'm getting all this stuff like this. Now, mind you, Kylie, she's pissed. That's Naked DJ's girl. She's pissed because she says Naked did not tell her he was inviting someone, and particularly inviting someone of the opposite sex. So she's not feeling Fantana. Is that her name? Let's get back. Let's put it back on the list. Add the stream real quick. Let's go down. She's not feeling Fantana. She's not feeling Fantana at all. She's very upset with Naked because he didn't tell her he was inviting somebody, and she felt like that was something that he should have showed her. And so basically that's where the show ends. The party is still tense. The party is still going on. There is no big drama, but there is just tension. And everybody's trying to figure out, trying to know, what's this about? What's that about? Why is somebody doing this? Why is somebody doing that? Okay. Girl, y'all, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I see that it's going to be good, and I'm going to be thoroughly enjoying watching these episodes. So this, I don't like for my recaps to be longer than 15 minutes, but since this is the first episode of the new season, and plus there was some introduction to new characters, I thought I'd spend some time going over the old characters and how they were acting versus the newer characters that we have today. It's going to be interesting if Nadia, because last season Nadia was not as present as she could have been, because she was all into Vic Mensa this and Vic Mensa that. So with her boyfriend being current and present here on the show, maybe she's going to be a little bit more present on the show this season. Hope to see it. All right, y'all. That's how we do it. Y'all tell me what y'all think of this first episode. If you all do not watch, I think there's only 7 episodes of last season. They're like 30 or 40 minutes long. Y'all go catch up on season 1 and meet me back here because, like I said, I'm going to do two, 1 or 2 a week. So we're going to get about 4 weeks of this kind of drama before we move into anything else. So I'm still doing Unprisoned. I will be doing another episode at the end of this week. So stay tuned for that. But tell me what you think about this show. Do you like Young, Famous, and African? I enjoyed last season, and it looks like I'm going to enjoy this season. I'm enjoying seeing this type of drama from other countries, from Black folks from around the diaspora. So I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying them showing us scenery and everything like this and how they're living. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Tell me what you all think. Are you all enjoying this show? If you are, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this show. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. What are your predictions for this week? Are we going to get extended drama? Are we going to get any fights? Are we going to get now? When I say fight, I don't mean knockout, drag out, but I do mean fussing and being upset with each other to the point that people got to pull you apart. What do you think? How do you think is Andili? You think Andili is going to try to reapproach Zara? Or are him and Diamond going to sit down and have a conversation that they should have had prior to Andile going over to talk with Zara? Do you think Annie and Swanky are going to ever get back together? You think they're going to have a conversation? Let me know. How do you think Nadia and Bonang are going to act? Do you think Pantana is going to mesh in this group? Because again, all of these in this group are from different countries on the continent, and Fantana is from the United States, now living in Ghana as a pop star, I guess. How do you think that she's going to mesh within the group? Y'all let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Ooh, I wish I could sing. All right. We do this every week, y'all. Every week. Every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, people, bye-bye.